G'day, good morning, traders. Hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. Let's move on over to the charts via the calendar. Remember to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and feel free to comment as well. Comments help generate the conversation. They also help push the channel far and wide and make the content available to more people. So support me by sharing the channel around, guys, leaving a comment, and making sure to like the video. Looking at the calendar, we have a no news Wednesday. So we'll be taking it a little bit easier. Hopefully we don't get any technical issues like yesterday with the Tradeovate and TradingView connection drama that played out during the morning session. And it's just going to be smooth sailing today. So we're just taking it cautiously, looking for the liquidity injection at that 9:30 open. Maybe there's some equal highs or some equal lows for price to reach for after some manipulation. Let's jump over to the charts and check it out. Over here on NQ, and a reminder to grab those Apex 80% off evals right now, and Tradeify with the 35% off for 50K and 30% off for everything else. Alrighty. NQ, what do we got? So NQ, we see he's already taken previous day high. We got up into a point of interest. However, if we bring up the ES chart side by side here, ES, we can see we have an SMT at the highs. So NQ has taken the high, ES has not. What I'm looking for is a potential move back down into this gap here. Same with NQ. What I will be interested in seeing, will NQ find support at this 50% level of the previous day's range? That will be my point of interest, the equilibrium there of the previous day. We'll see how price reacts at that level. ES, on the other hand, is already moving beyond that level. So something to keep in mind here. ES is also closer to this gap than NQ. So I have a fair bit of movement today. We've only moved 20% or 27% or 29% if you're ES of the average daily range. So across an 180-day look back period, that will change depending on the look back you want to use. And I also must apologize. I've been promising for a video to come out for a little while now. It's all but ready to go on how I use the ADR indicator and its settings. It will be coming out probably the week after I get back from holidays. I'll be away next week for the week, so there'll be no videos next week, guys. Sorry to disappoint you, but I will be back the following week. All right, I'm going to position myself neutral at the moment. I want to see how NQ reacts to that 50% level. All right, let's move down to the hourly. Actually, we'll stop at the 7 hourly first. So 7 hourly, we have a C2 candle closure after sweeping a high into a bearish point of interest as well. There is a small gap down here So we'll see how the 1 o'clock candle closes as we come into the session, the opening session this morning, and then see how price reacts in the next candle, the 8 o'clock candle. Do we sweep the low and put in a New York reversal, or continue to expand lower? What is the hourly looking like? We are starting to roll over here on the hourly. Not interested in this candle. This candle here, even though it's down close, to me is just part of this leg. All right, we do have an inversion on the hourly here. What will convince me that price is going to move lower when we get a close below this level here with displacement. I want to see this change in the state of delivery. Let's look at ES. How does ES shape up on the hourly? So there's our SMT. And like NQ, we have a closure through. So we've got an inversion here. But the same rule applies for me on this one. I want to see a close through this change in the state of delivery, or what will be a potential change in the state of delivery just here. We can see once price closed through this FVG, once we've got that inversion, we can see how price reacted as well. Jumping back to NQ. There was a potential long during the London session I want to have a look at, but I want to point out why I wasn't interested in it, but also why it was a trade that was something you could have taken. That was a valid trade. So let's look at the hourly. And the hourly, this candle right here, the 1 o'clock candle. We swept, albeit just. We swept the bearish FEG here, and then we had a swing point candle closure. So it was a strong candle closure. ES had closed through this bullish FEG, therefore invalidating that level. NQ hadn't quite done that. So for me, I was looking at this and then the following candle to be a continuation of this move lower. I also wanted to see, as price moved higher, how price reacted off the 50% level. Well, it pushed through that of this candle, okay? But if we move down to the 5-minute, we'll have a look at that trade. There's a couple of things. Something that I did overlook was we had equal highs here, or relative equal highs, and so did ES. ES had equal highs up here. This is our high time frame point of interest. That's the 1 hour bullish FEG. We had a stop hunt at that level. We have a breaker with these two candles here, and we get a close through. Now you would need to have market ordered in to take this trade, or do what I do and front run the trade. If you front run by a point or two, you would have got tagged in on this candle when it put in the low here, because we have our FVG aligned. So this is our unicorn. And then we target those equal highs, or 2R. Equal highs would have given you 2.6 RR. So this was a valid trade. And looking at the hourly, we can see that it was also, this is what I was looking at as a C2 for a bearish move lower. We then put in a swing point candle here, and then we actually got the continuation through here before price selling off. Valid trade. Now, following on from that, we went back up into this bearish FEG. So there's a couple of opportunities here during London on NQ. I didn't get to take either of them. Although I was watching this one, I chose not to take it because of my idea of price wanting to expand lower. I sort of misread that a little bit because I wasn't paying attention to how this candle was forming off the low of the previous one. And that's okay. And then this trade here, I was cooking dinner, so no chance. Point of interest, stop hunt, into a point of interest, FEG aligned. It's also a Pegasus. We have the inversion here, and then we get a close through, price retraces. And if you just had your stop on the other side of the breaker, we could have grabbed a 2R trade here. Well, it's a couple of opportunities during London. All right, ES, we've already pretty much looked at ES, but saying the same thing as NQ at the moment, just with the neutral bias. What I'll be looking at here on the hourly, how will price react to these opposing candles? These are valid, being out of a point of interest as well. Will these push price lower? All right, oil on the daily. So we almost reached that point of interest we had marked out, that -4 up there after our closure through the -2 and 2.5. Simply, I'll be looking for price to reach for the low-hanging fruit at this stage. Previous day high will be my point of interest, my draw for the morning. If price has already swept that by the time the AM session starts, then I'll reevaluate. Moving down to the hourly. We did see a change in state of delivery, which was immediately invalidated. We put in a balanced price range here as well. And then that balanced price range has been used to support price to move higher. Currently looking at a continuation breaker here. Again, looking for this level to support price higher. Let's see how that plays out and target this level here. Again, once we reach this level, reassessing as we move forward. 6E. There's that daily change in the state of delivery we looked at. Prices remain bearish off of that. And I would dare say that Dixie has potentially stayed bullish. Let's have a quick look. Well, it did have a bearish close, actually. Still looking for price to continue to move lower here. We still have not moved into this bullish FEG, so I want to see price moving off and lower into this level here. I will remain bearish for Euro for the moment. Let's have a quick look at YM. So we have an SMT with RTY there. So similar to NQ and ES, looking for price to possibly run back into this level, into this bullish FEG. Moving over to gold. Moving into a period of consolidation here at the moment. We are at these all-time highs. Still finding support in this bullish FEG. I'll be looking for previous day high initially as our draw. Have a look at the hourly. We can see that consolidation. Want to see this bullish FEG here, support price to go higher, get a close beyond this level here, and use that as support to continue to push higher. Still have equal highs at the all-time high as well. Remaining bullish for gold. As we quickly pointed out before, we did see a bearish closure. For Dixie, I'm still anticipating price to run higher off this bullish daily breaker here. Nothing really too convincing yet. We don't have any displacement. We are up into this bearish FEG here, however. And we did get a closure back inside the range of the previous day. So that's something to consider. We might run out these lows here. At the moment, are we respecting the 50% level of the previous day? We have pushed under it a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're pretty neutral there on Dixie, to be honest. GBP. Already swept out these lows today. Potentially be looking for price to run up to this high. What's the hourly show us? It's a little bit yeah, look at this range. We did sweep out that low side of the range, but I'm not convinced just yet. I don't want to see some structure here give us a change in the state of delivery, which we don't have at the moment. This is looking more bearish, to be honest. We've got this balanced price range here as well. So likely price could reach up into here and then just continue to move lower. I will stay neutral for GU. Jumping over to Bitcoin. Have a look at the daily. What we had. Did I jump over there? No, I didn't. There we go. There we go. Have a look at the daily. So again, yesterday, fairly indecisive. We weren't able to close through this bearish FEG. So that's what we want to see. We want to see it close through this level. Then we can start targeting this high up here. We'll see what happens if we are able to reach these highs and sweep out Monday's high. Looking for that as a low-hanging fruit. So we'll go for a bullish day. Looking for price to reach up to there. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Remember to sub to the channel, give the video a like, grab your Apex and Traderfy evals. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll catch you over in Trade Foundry. Bye for now.